A new report by the U.S. Geological Survey shows an increasing number of earthquakes in central and eastern portions of the U.S. Experts say the cause is likely to be human-induced. News 18's Amber Hardwick reports why the number of earthquakes is on the rise and how local experts are monitoring the situation in Indiana.
The U.S. Geological Survey recently released a report that highlights zones with seismic activity for the U.S. IU geological science professor Michael Hamburger says the USGS sends out a report every 5 years, but Hamburger says the recent report has unusual results.
For the last decade or so, we've recognized that there are these hot spots of activity in places that have never had much seismic activity before.
Places like Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas. Purdue Earth Science professor Robert Nowak says human activity is a likely cause of the increased number of earthquakes in those states.
There's been increasing evidence that this is resulting from man-made fluid injection in areas of oil and gas exploration.
Hamburger says the survey shows trends between areas with wastewater injection for fracking and the number of earthquakes. He says the earthquakes caused by human activity are typically lower in magnitude, but says the number of small-scale earthquakes is dramatically rising.
By factors of tens to even hundreds over background seismic activity. So now the state of Oklahoma has a higher level of seismic activity than California.
Even though most of the earthquakes are lower in magnitude, Hamburger says human activity can potentially trigger larger ones. He says experts from Purdue, IU, and the University of Illinois are monitoring the situation in the Midwest. Hamburger says it's called the OINK experiment, which stands for Ozarks, Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. He says the main goal is to understand the activity that's occurring in the region.
Over the past 3 years, we've deployed seismographs at about 140 sites in a broad swath from Missouri through Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky.
Hamburger says the group will analyze the data and figure out whether man-made earthquakes are a problem in the Midwest. For now, that question remains unanswered. Amber Hardwick.